What? No, you're not meant to see me sitting down. Is it time for another video already? I wore this hoodie yesterday. Let me change it real quick. Much better. Sick! Movie magic. Really, really nice editing editor. Thanks, me. Bitcoin has backed off 4% from 3-week highs seen on Friday, but looks to have formed a bull flag, a bullish continuation pattern. Oh, nice. Do you remember that one time I ran with bulls? Editor, if you can find that clip, it was like 3-4 months ago. Just find it. Thanks.
Bulls thunder through the entire route.
I hate myself sometimes. A move above 3,630 would confirm a flag breakout and open the doors to 4,000 as target Acceptance below the lower edge of the flag, currently 3,546, would weaken the short-term bullish case. So currently we are dropping off in trade volume, but still okay. You know, not great, but still okay. So lately I've been scrolling through CoinMarketCap like...
What is it, this?
That's cheese.
What is it, this?
That's cheese.
And this, what is this?
Cheese also.
And what is this? And what is this? But let's talk about some of the more interesting developments around Bitcoin lately. First up, this dude, Jack Dorsey. Who's he? He's Jack Dorsey. Excuse me. Keep up, please. But he's also the CEO of the Cash App, which reportedly has around 7 million monthly users. But what does it do? Well, it facilitates the transfer of dirty fiat among friends, but also the buying and sending of, you guessed it, Dentacoin. No, the other one, Bitcoin. Jack has previously invested in the blockchain startup company known as Lightning Labs. Sounds too similar to Ripple Labs. I don't like it. Around this time last year, this company is spearheading the development of the Lightning Network on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's answer to pretty much everything. Privacy, speed, fees, wiping for you, you name it, Lightning does it. It's true. All of it. SegWit, Lightning Network, off-chain solutions. It's all true. What? And so Jack says that Lightning is coming to the Cash App. Makes sense. Pretty cool. It's not an if, more of a when. We need to make sure we're getting the speed and the efficiency. We don't think it stops at buying and selling Bitcoin. We want to help make happen the currency aspect. Cool. Am I just shilling this app for you then? No, there's no referral links. There usually isn't. This is cool news, yeah, but a bit more adoption, sure, but the real implication, the thing that's actually interesting about this man is that he's also the CEO of a little-known app called Twitter, which has 320 million monthly active users. I'm on Twitter, by the way. I'm not very active on it, but link to that's below. So that's where we'd like to see some functionality brought in to Twitter, maybe tipping people for posts, or maybe at the very least implementing Bitcoin wallets, facilitating transfers via your Twitter app. Be pretty cool, you know? Just putting it out there, Jack. It seems a bit far-fetched, except for the fact that Jack is a giant Bitcoin maximalist. You don't believe me? All right, let's do this. Twitter CEO explains why he believes no cryptocurrency will ever beat Bitcoin. He continued his love letter to Bitcoin on a recent episode of the Stephen Livera podcast, where he proclaimed that while there may be interesting ideas from emerging other coins in the crypto space, they can all eventually be integrated into Bitcoin if they're good enough. That could very well be true. Bitcoin might be behind the times with some of its innovation because of its, shall we say, conservative approach to development.
Let's do this!
Lightning Network accepted, of course. In what is beginning to feel like a press junket, Dorsey has been talking up Bitcoin to the extreme in the past week, and he recently told Joe Rogan that he thought Bitcoin could become the native internet currency of the future, to much applause and fanfare. Was there, though? Hold on. Let's take a look at that episode. It was lambasted, lampooned, all other strange derogatory words I could use. Check out this like to dislike ratio. And that ratio is actually after Google somehow removed some of the dislikes from it. Now, it wasn't actually because of what he said about Bitcoin, even though it did have some critics, like he sounded like a shiller, but mostly it was for being vague on why Twitter has been seemingly censoring the left wing. Disappointing that this was the main takeaway from this podcast, viewed by over 1 million people who probably aren't into crypto, let's be honest. Definitely something to watch like a hawk, though.
Millie's my favourite. Look how calm she is as well.
What is it with owls being so funny? I don't get it. Second and last piece of interesting news we're going to discuss about Bitcoin is, should the block size limit be decreased, not increased? Now, editor, if you can make it look like I was drinking and put my voice over, and so when I spit it out, it's quite funny. Let's do this. Should the block size limit... Yeah, that should be funny. Nice work. Luke Dash Jr., faithful Roman Catholic, but also more importantly, no, I'm not going to say that, is also a Bitcoin developer. He is the one who is pushing for this. He believes that Bitcoin block size should be just 300 kilobytes. To put that in perspective, it is currently 1 megabyte, but with SegWit, blocks can get up to around 2 megabytes when necessary. Are you still with me?
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places.
I'm no Bitcoin developer. I don't understand all of the I can barely speak. Technical implications of increasing or decreasing. It's very hard for even the experts to tell what the long-term effects are going to be. Oversimplified though, the debate rages from decentralization. Smaller blocks means higher fees, but cheaper to run a node. Bigger blocks means lower fees, but more expensive to run a node. And you know, Lightning, that solution to everything, need to add centralization to that list too, apparently, will remove the immediate need of confirming transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain so fees can be pushed aside, but they would still be higher with a smaller block. But we do need miners to be incentivized for the work that they do, even though, you know, we don't really like the centralization of miners. That's a problem. We do need miners to have some sort of reward for securing the network for us for processing transactions. So honestly, it's a complicated discussion one way or the other. So Luke wants a soft fork, which would only be in place for a few months, like August to January, but for that time, the block sizes would be limited. Will Bitcoiners largely benefit from the faster synchronization times? Will users adopt Lightning at a larger scale while exchanges switch to the Liquid sidechain just to reduce operational costs? That's a good point. SegWit adoption's been pretty bad because the incentives just really aren't there. Things are cheap anyway. Will the miners receive an extra incentive to keep their operations running regardless of Bitcoin's price, knowing that they make up for their losses in fees? And last but not least, will the number of Bitcoin nodes increase, thus exponentially improving on the network's decentralization and preventing miners from ever trying to inflate the supply? So the way I see it is the main issue with this isn't actually whether he's right or wrong. Funnily enough, the main issue is that it's contentious. That even of itself could prove the whole discussion to be a non-starter. Even soft forks can lead to a chain split. No one wants another altcoin. So what I do think I have a good understanding of is the political implications. You have Bitcoin obsessed with off-chain scaling solutions. You have SV obsessed with on-chain scaling solutions. And Bitcoin Cash, which kind of trying to do both at the moment.
Okay. Everybody just calm down. Count of 3, we're all gonna put down our guns. I have crossbows.
I would expect this discussion to get brought up more and more in the coming months, but I just don't see something like this getting enough support to get off the ground. Am I sitting on the fence in this discussion? No, I don't like the idea of I don't like the idea of decreasing the block size, but I am smart enough to admit that I don't understand all of the implications in the future, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. I don't know who is. There isn't very good data on this, but maybe that's going to change soon. But let me know what you guys think. Is Bitcoin just dated and this discussion does not matter? Or is it of extreme importance? I don't know. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. Smash like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon.